Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Hello students, I welcome you to the Chaitanya studio of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad. Today, we are going to deal with Unit 3, Block 3 of BBA lecture series on Business Communication Skills. In interdepartmental communication, in interdepartmental correspondence, there is a one important point, that is report writing. So, we are in Unit 3, we are in Block 3, but we are in same unit, unit number 1, but dealing with a component called report writing. You know the style of writing letters now. Letters are to be drafted in a proper format with a proper content. As I told you earlier, that every organization has its HR policy for writing business letters, or you can say for written communication, in which letter writing is there, business letters are there, interdepartmental communication is there, communication with regional office is there, but a one different kind of component which requires more focus, more understanding, that is report writing. There are so many objectives of this chapter, but right now you will understand that my objective is here. What is report writing? See, companies take important decisions on the basis of reports. If you try to distinguish the word report, you will come to know that it is made up of two words, re plus portare, originally words from foreign language. Re means back, portare means carry. That means we have to carry back, we have to go back in any report. Let us say company A is planning to start a new business. Now, where to start this business? When to start this business? What would be the strategy for advertisement of the products of that business? What should be the infrastructure of that business? How this business could be carried out smoothly? All these questions are answered by very young and dynamic people like you by making certain observations. So, remember, a report is an official information. We are going to take definition later on, but let us try to understand the whole concept behind report writing. So, important decision is to be taken by an organization, and for that organization appoints any person or any agency to get some kind of data. So the steps are like this. First, there is a problem, that for this problem you have to prepare a report. Let us say starting a chemical industry in this particular area, anywhere in Gujarat, let us say. Now, how to decide that this area would be the most precise area for this particular industry? For that, I will ask somebody to find out certain things and submit me the report. That means, let us say, an authority, an organization, and you could be the person who has been dealing with this report writing. What you are going to do, or in other words, what a person is supposed to do before writing a report? You have to collect a data. You can meet people, collect data. You can send circular and collect data. You can make observations on the basis of the reports of the other companies and start collecting data. This data is to be analyzed. On the basis of that analysis, you have to make some recommendations, and then you are going to opine about the possible decision of the organization, that company should start its chemical project here, or it is not advisable for the company to start the project here, or maybe right now, or you may say we may start rethinking about our project after 6 months. The current scenario, the present scenario does not permit the company to take this decision. And then you put your signature, you submit your report to the authority. Authority studies that report on the basis of your observations, on the basis of the data that you have provided, on the basis of the recommendations that you have made, on the basis of the opinion that you have given. Company will take decision on the basis of the details you have provided. So let us see technically. If you have to see the definition, then you will find out what is report writing. A report can be defined as a testimonial or account of some happenings. It can be defined as a testimonial. Testimonial, that means evidence, proof, some kind of record, or account of some happening. Something is happening, something is going on, and you record it somewhere. It is purely based on observation and analysis. As I told you earlier in introductory remarks, that report is based on observations. It could be more observations and analysis. On the basis of that, let us see that if I wish to write, or if you wish to write a business report, what is to be followed by you? Certain steps. First, determine the objective of the report. Why you are writing this report? Objective. In every chapter you know the objective. Why do we study this chapter? In the same way, why am I writing this report? So identify the problem. I told you, problem really encourages us to find out the solution. Second, collect the required material, facts for the report. I use the word for that, data. Start collecting data. Third, study and examine the facts gathered. Whatever data that you have collected, whatever information that you have collected is to be studied by you, examined by you, analyzed by you. plan the facts for the report. On the basis of the report, whatever things you feel feasible, whatever things you feel advisable, you suggest the plan. Then prepare an outline for the report. That means start writing that these points are to be highlighted, these points are not required right now, or this detail is not very crucial for inclusion in this report. Edit the drafted report. First, you draft it, then you edit it. That facts should be very concrete, no grammatical mistake, and proper way of presentation are to be observed. Distribute the draft report to the advisory team and ask for feedback and recommendations. You are supposed to submit your report to the authority who has asked you to draft this report. And this team, advisory team, will get feedback, think over your recommendations, and will take a wise decision. So these are the steps to be followed by you while writing, before writing any report. On the basis of that, there are different types of reports. But as per your syllabus, these 4 categories are covered. So we are going to focus only on those 4 categories. What are they? 1. Inspection reports, laboratory reports, progress reports, and inventory reports. What do you mean by inspection reports? Suppose your company has so many branches all over Gujarat. The functioning of all the branches is to be monitored by the main branch. So, main branch will ask its employee, one of the employees, or a team will be created by the main branch for inspecting various branches of your company. The person who has been given the task of inspecting will go to that place, maybe a one particular branch today, let us say branch of Baroda today and tomorrow. After few days, branch of Surat after 2 or 3 days, and so on, where you are going to observe whether this branch is running as per the norms, rules and regulations of your organization. Is there any indiscipline going on in this organization? Is there any noteworthy achievements of this organization? Is there any employee who is to be awarded, rewarded for doing a wonderful job? Is there any employee who requires some kind of action because of misappropriation of funds, not following rules and regulations? Or what are the requirements of the employees of that branch are to be jotted down by you. Then you have to prepare a comprehensive report that I visited this branch and my observations are like this. This is called inspection report. Maybe an incident happened, let us say fire broke out in your organization, in your industry, and somebody visits it, inspect the whole incident, submits the report. This is also known inspection report. Second is laboratory reports. Laboratory reports, that means reports which are prepared on the basis of certain scientific processes. Let us say something has gone wrong from health issues point of view, and there are so many people who are suffering from an unknown disease. Now what government will do, what the health department will do, samples of blood of those patients will be taken, will be sent to laboratory for analyzing it. The laboratory experts will analyze it on the basis of certain parameters and characteristics. They will prepare a report, and this report will be submitted to the authority, to government, to the health department. This report normally contains more scientific terms, more technical terms. So it may be possible that an average person or common man may not be in a position to understand this kind of reports very easily. In fact, this type of reports are drafted keeping in mind the particular requirement, and they are submitted to the concerned authority who has knowledge, background of all these things, so they understand and they take the right decision. So this is laboratory reports. Third, progress reports. In this report, you try to see the progress of your organization in any matter. Let us say your main branch in Ahmedabad now requires a new building somewhere in a new area to accommodate more people, to have better parking facilities, to have better infrastructure facilities. Now work has begun somewhere. One employee or a team of employees will take care, will look after the progression of the construction of that main building, new building of your organization. They would go to the site, they would observe what type of work is going on, what could be the possible time of finishing this work, what kind of cautions are to be taken while construction work is going on, what type of important things are to be incorporated at the time of construction. Let us say a treatment for termite, pest control system is to be used at the beginning of any construction work. So this could be observed if you are observing the progress. Normally, your parents also observe your progress. Your teachers also prepare your progress report. See, when you finish one academic year, your teacher gives you at the end of the year your progress report, your progress card, or what we say result. It is a progress card. It is a progress report that in how many activities student has or you have participated, what type of performance was there, what type of person you are, where you are weak, where you are strong, all progress of that child is reported in that report. That is why it is also known as progress card or progress report. Inventory reports. What do you mean by inventory reports? See, any organization has lot of storage facilities. Any industry produces goods on large number. Now, this production on large number largely depends on availability of raw material, availability of goods. So, what big units do? They purchase goods or raw material or anything that is related with the organization which could be used in future in large quantity. Now, after every week, after every 15 days, you require to observe, monitor the status of your inventory. Let us say go down, warehouse or your office premises. That how many cement bags were there on the very first day. Today, how many cement bags are there? Let us say, how many, if you have a stationery shop and at the time of new academic year, you need to constantly take care of your inventory of stationery items. There is a great demand of books at that time, and if you do not have books in your godown, you will not be in a position to serve your customers nicely. So, somebody will take care of inventory. Inventory might be new words, but it is a purely technical words. Inventory means where things are stored for future use. People also use the word warehousing. Some people say go down, but basically now you can understand where goods are kept for future purposes. So, this inventory is to be taken care properly. I will take 1 more or 2 minutes on this, because personally I believe that if report of inventory, that means inventory report, does not contain the facts, then you will not be in a position to serve your customers on the counter. So, you must know that now only 10 dozens foolscap books are left, and still there is a flow of customers, there is a flow of students to buy foolscap books. So, you must in advance place the order for foolscap books. So, before those 10 dozen foolscap books reaches to the counter, sold out from the counter, there is a stock of another foolscap books. And remember, inventory is not only for one thing. Just if you take an example of only stationery items, then you will find out n number of items are there, how many products are there in the stationery. So, I have to take care of foolscap books, I have to take care of notebooks, I have to take care of pencils, I have to take care of erasers, I have to take care of school bags, I will have to take care of colors, I will have to take care of writing pads, I will have to take care of all the things which fall under the category of stationery items. So, this inventory report is equally important. So, let us see these 4 categories very quickly. Inspection report, because these are the 4 categories which are given in detail in your module. Please read each and every example in detail, try to analyze them, try to get some kind of skills over writing. But let us quickly, before we go to the next point, talk inspection reports when number of branches are to be inspected are to be observed, are to be monitored, and data is to be collected and then submitted to the authority is known as inspection report. Second, laboratory reports, things related with any scientific knowledge, when they are analyzed, they fall under the category of laboratory reports. Progress reports, when the progression of any activity, any organization is to be observed and is to be drafted, this is called progress report. And last is inventory reports. Inventory reports I discussed a lot, where you take care of all the things which are there in your organization. So students, you can see today we discussed about report writing. There are 4 main categories of the report that we discussed. But in another sense, these reports could be categorized in 2 ways also. For understanding, I am sharing with you. One type of report is known as individual reports, and another category is known as committee reports. When the problem that you have been facing is not very complicated, one person has been given the task to draft the report, that is known as individual report, because one person drafts the report. But when the problem is very complicated, when the issue is very challenging, when it requires lot of churning of ideas, then experts from various fields are chosen, selected. They have been asked to work on that project particularly, to use their expertise and prepare a report. So a committee is framed when any report is drafted by a committee. It is known as committee report. So in your syllabus, 4 different types are covered, but practically for drafting you need to know there is another feature also, that is individual report and committee report. So students, reports are very important. On the basis of the content of the report, important decisions are taken by the organization. Reports must contain facts. Report must have appropriate analysis, and reports must have some recommendations, because on the basis of that a major decision is taken by the organization. So my dear students, please pay attention to report writing, learn the art of writing. Once again I am going to repeat the same thing, practice it and achieve some mastery over it. Thank you.